What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by two different things. Since we don't do any sponsorships here on the channel, I'll go ahead and show them out real quick. The first is my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound. And the second is a new podcast I just launched called Chasing Infinity. It is myself and ChatGPT as my AI co-host, and we dive into a bunch of different cool and interesting topics. So check it out. Links are in the description below. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, the topic of this video is reward cards and reward card burning, because if you remember, a week ago, I was looking at DEC and talking about how it's running in place, and I checked just briefly in that video how many reward cards had been burned. Well, I referenced that video a little bit earlier, and I found out, right, that where we're at right now, 13.086 million versus where we were at, we've burned 320,000 reward cards just in the past week. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but it is an escalation from where we were at previously, and especially to do that in a single week. Now, it makes sense, right? I've been calling this out as a risk for quite a while, and the truth is I don't know whether it was all, common cards or legendary cards or what rarity. The thing is, if it's common cards, which it very well could be, right? That's only like, I don't know, it's like less than 2 million. Even when you factor in, like if they were all maxed BCX, you get that 5%, 5% burn value that's added in. But my guess is that it wasn't necessarily all commons, because when I was looking at this, potentially to use this strategy, and I've done this strategy in the past, right, to buy cards below their burn value, and then when DEC gets higher, I burn them and sell the DEC. When I was looking, it actually is the epics and the rares that end up being significantly, cheaper in many cases, right? Where you can get a better bang for your buck. So, if it's 2 million for the commons, that would be like 8 million for the rares. And then what is it, like 50x that for, 50x to, so like 100 million potentially for if they were all epics. But again, I don't know what the breakdown is. I'm sure it wasn't all one rarity. Maybe there were even some legendaries included there. But the point is that we are burning, and whoever is holding these cards, or whoever, I'm not even saying it's bot farms, right? Because I don't even want to say guilty, because there's nothing wrong with it. I've just used this strategy in the past, and I'm sure many others are using this strategy now. So if people are partaking in that, if people are doing that, it's really difficult to tell how much they're holding, right? Now, you can go down and see, like, okay, here are the cards, obviously, the common cards from Chaos Legion Rewards. These are the ones that are obviously overprinted the most, right? There's 8 million BCX that were put out there. And as you can tell, right, so something like Venari Heatsmith has like over 900,000 BCX burn, right? Almost 1/8 of the total BCX. Actually, and if you count, oh, no, never mind. I was going to count the gold foil, but that's nowhere near to get us at 100,000. Well, actually, there's even one higher, though. Look at this. The Gargoyle Lion, sad Gargoyle Lions at 962,000. I don't know if there's anything higher than that, but obviously, as we're going to go along with this will be something that I'll probably start tracking somewhat regularly now. I don't know if it'll be on a weekly basis or what, but I did want to check it last week as we were starting to see DEC rise. DEC has continued to rise, and now it's above 800 Splintoshis somewhat comfortably. And I'm saying that without, hopefully jinxing it. But, the idea here is that we will probably still continue to see massive burning. The higher we go, the more profit that somebody would get, right? Considering if they bought in when it was below peg value at whatever, below burn value, and DEC was so far below peg. So at this point, I think this is something that we're going to have to deal with for a little while. I don't know how to calculate this. I have to imagine, though, that the team has some kind of way of tracking how much DEC is getting minted from card burning. And to be honest, I wish they would share that with us. I mean, I don't know if there would be something there that people would just find super discouraging, right? If they're like, oh my God, it's like 50 million a week or 100 million a week. Like, we're never going to burn through that, considering that it took us like a whole phase of Hall of Legends to get through 100 million. But, the only way that we can track this right now is not from an absolute standpoint, but from a relative standpoint, right? We can see here how much, like what the net kind of movement was, right? Whether we burned or whether we minted in a day, right? In a day or over a week or over 30 days. So I would love to see if they could share that data with us. If somebody can ask that in the town hall chat. Again, there's still a lot of reward cards out there, right? Let's go back to this and you'll see that there's still a long way to go. Now, the thing is, and let's go ahead and just check one other thing real quick. Oh, this is not what I wanted. Printing and distribution. I'm just going to go to those common cards once again at the bottom, because I think what's interesting here is, okay, so you'll see something like Gargoyle Lion has burned 900,000, over 900,000, but remaining, there's only 1.1 million cards. Now, there's 6.9 million BCX, so there's still a hell of a lot of BCX that can be burned. And my assumption is that a lot of these cards are probably maxed out to get the most out of burning them, because you get that 5% bonus. But there's still just quite a bit here. Even with what we've burned so far, we could burn, like, let's put it this way: we could burn over 300,000 a week. And that would barely put a dent in how much BCX is left here, right? Like, I mean, 300,000 a week. What would that be? 1.2 million per month. And look at this. Pelacor Bandit still has 7 million, right? Gargoyle Line still has 6.9 million. Nice, right? Pelacor Deceiver, 6.9 million. Another nice. Venari Heatsmith, 6.9 million. Another nice. All right, but you get what I'm saying. This is going to take a while and could be significant. Now, like I said earlier, if I'm doing the math right, and I'm frequently guilty of not doing the math right, but if I am doing the math right, it's burning common cards isn't that bad, right? So actually, I'm gonna pull up my calculator now. I'm not gonna do this in my head, but let's just say like 1 million BCX, right? Oh, actually, we can do that in my head. 1 million BCX is 5 million DEC. And let's see, we have 6 plus 7 plus 6 plus 7 plus 6 plus 7. I mean, I don't know. There's like just in these common cards, and if you add in, where were the other ones? Like the new ones, Ever Hungry Skull, like, there's like 3 million BCX, 3.6 million. I mean, there could easily be, right? There could easily be 100 million BCX that could get burned from this. Now, I make the argument that there's probably enough people holding on to cards, right? But holding on to cards to play. But this column here is going to be the cards. And let's think about the ones that are the most desired. Something like Pelacor Bandit or Pelacor Conjure, 1.4, 1.3 million. Now, we're playing with 6,000 active players. So when we talk about the fact that there's 1.4 million cards, sure, maybe that means a lot of the BCX are uncombined, but it doesn't matter. I mean, there's 6,000 players here. And I'm saying that we'll be lucky if we can double that or triple that and get to like 20,000 players. Well, guess what? 1.4 million cards is still a hell of a lot, right? Still a hell of a lot. And just for context, 8 million BCX divided by the 400 to get max copies, I think that would equal 20,000 maxed copies, right? And sure, you could say that, well, a portion of them have been burned already, like 1/8 of them have been burned. That's still significantly higher than the 6,000 players we have, or if we were to double the player base. So there's just a lot of these cards. And yes, I would love for them to all make their way and work on land eventually, but my guess is that anything that was trading for under burn value is going to get burned now that we're getting closer to DEC at peg. So all of this delays the flywheel, which is unfortunate, but we're seeing it now starting to ramp up. It might get worse, but, we're going to continue to fight it. We're just going to continue to burn whatever we can. And market activity, market transactions, locking up more DEC in the DAO, all of that is going to help in the long run. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.